sure I see you on, oh, there you are. Okay, perfect. So we're really very, very thankful for Carolyn's time this evening, of course, to share that information with us. And now we have the wonderful Phoebe Florio. She is currently a senior content developer at Verint Systems. And she is a senior member of STC, and she first joined in 1987. She's immediate past president of STC Atlanta, where she previously held roles as vice president, program manager, and hospitality manager. Phoebe has been with the STC Alliance competition since 2016 and has been spearheading the effort to make the judging forms easier to use. So for that, we really thank her. She's been active as a judge and team leader for the competition, and it is a recent winner of an Excellence Award. We have a little echo there on there. Somebody has their phone and their computer audio on, I think. Anyway, without further ado, I will let Phoebe take over. And thank you, Phoebe.
All right, and I'm sharing and I'm talking, right? Okay.
Yes, I think I'm going to need to mute some people who aren't muted. And now we are.
Okay. Well, can't hear anything, so I'll just assume that I'm talking. All right, so the judging forms, how to find them, when to use them, and how to fill them out. All right. So some general form information. All the forms are available at this link, and it's under Download Resources for Judges. And there are 6 forms, and we'll go over these. The form summary, initial impressions, discussion notes, the assessment form, the consensus summary, best of show, and that's it. The consensus summary and best of show are completed by the team leads, and assessment forms and consensus summary go to the entry submitter. So what are all these forms? What do you do with them? So the first one is the form summary. This one just lists and summarizes the use of each form, in case you don't know. And you can use this as a reference. You can print it out and you can add due dates or whatever you want on it, but it's just sort of a handy reference form. So there's really nothing to fill out there, which is nice. So all judges will fill out any of those forms, and then only the team leaders need to fill out the other 2. The initial impressions form is a blank form that you can use as you go through your entries, and it's a handy way to record your thoughts as you begin to review an entry. And these are good to have when you're discussing the entry with your teammates. You want to record on these forms some things that stick out to you. So you've taken the entry out of the envelope or downloaded it, you're looking at it, and something pops out and you say, oh, this is really a beautiful graphic. Well, you want to write on there beautiful graphic under prose. Or you see something and you say, I cannot believe that they made this mistake. So you write down that. So this will not go back to the submitter, but this is kind of just the things that you see when you first start looking at an entry. So I got a couple of examples here, so you can see. So on this one, you just kind of say, wow, this looks really comprehensive. It's got all this information. The front cover's nice. So those are the kinds of things. Or you look and you say, oh my gosh, the bottom borders, these troubleshooting tables are sloppy, or these web links go all over the place. This is not good. So those are the kinds of things. So you got those, some pros. Then over here, you can also make notes about things that are really nice. Like this is something that that some writer decided that this was something that needed to be done. It was a voluntary thing, and so that comes up and you say, wow, that's really great. So there's another way you can use the form for the initial impressions. The next form is the discussion notes. So this one is optional, definitely, but you can print it out like I do and take notes in pencil, or you can keep it online and type it in if that's more your style. And this one you don't have to submit to anyone. You can just start writing in it as you have a conversation with your team. For example, if you're having a conversation with your team and the team says, well, I think the organization is terrific. You know, they really did a good job of putting this information with that information. So under strength, you put under organization and scope, any conversation you had about that, you might want to write it there. Or if there's some really convoluted sentences, then under weaknesses, maybe under writing and editing, you could say, well, those are some really convoluted sentences. But these will come in handy, trust me, as you start working on the actual assessment form that you're going to fill out that goes back to the submitter. So on each assessment form, and this is the one that goes back to the submitter, there are evaluation considerations. So there's organization and scope, writing and editing, layout and presentation, and these are all the things you're going to look at. The artwork, navigation, then for web-based entries like help systems and websites, there are some other criteria you want to look at. Consider the publication or the delivery method. New this year, we have a section for video. So if you're reviewing a video, there's some criteria you can look at there. And that's where you make those comments. Instructional design and the summary of the entire form. So on the assessment form, for example, on the organization and scope section, here's some evaluation considerations. And then underneath that would be the strengths that you found in the document. But you don't want to use these, as Carolyn mentioned, you don't use these evaluation considerations as a checklist. Like you wouldn't just go down and say, check, 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 and then you're done. You want to just look at these things and then make comments that relate to those things. And you may see other things that have to do with organization and scope that aren't listed here, which is perfectly fine. And remember, this goes back to the submitter, so you want to make sure that everything you say is helpful, and any suggestions for improvement those are actionable. They can actually do something about it. Again, here are the areas of improvement, and I'm showing you these. Just you can read these and you can see the wording and this, for example, down here, the rationale was sound, but the naming of it was a little bit not as helpful as it could have been. Some other suggestions as opposed to this is wrong and this is bad. So again, this is the form and the illustrations of some of the material that Carolyn just went through. Again, as you're going through these, remember that each one of these works is somebody's baby, and you really don't want to call the baby ugly, right? So find their good side, find something that really helps them improve it if possible. This one is sometimes it can be difficult to evaluate something that's really good. So and you may find that this is the harder part of the assessment is, there's really nothing wrong. they did a great job on everything, and so this can actually be more of a challenge to write. So in the sorry, I lost my place. Sorry. Anyway, the consensus form is the one that you work with your team on, your judging team. And this is where you come together and you pick out the top things. So each of you has gone off and you've done your own assessment. You found things that you think were excellent or good. You find the things that you think really need some work. And then you come together and talk about it with your team, and you pick out the things that would really make a difference in the or really made a difference in the entry. So you find the strengths and sort of narrow it down to a few that really made a difference. And then in the opportunities for improvement, again, you want to pick the ones that if they changed it, if they fixed it, if they did something to that, then that might have made a difference between winning an award or not winning an award. Oops. And then at the end of that, that's when you make your decision. During that conversation, you'll make the decision if you're going to have an award or no award. For the best of show form, this is the one that the team lead will fill out with the help of the team to nominate an exceptional entry for best of show. So the team lead does fill it out, but definitely with input from the rest of the team. Once again, the initial impression and discussion notes do not go back to the submitter. They're just used within the teams to promote discussion and move the reviews forward. You can write whatever you like, but you probably want to follow the same guidelines as you would for the assessment and consensus summary forms, just to get in the correct mindset, and it actually gets you started on the way. So many a time I've had some stuff that I put in my initial impressions form that I can basically copy over to the assessment form because I wrote it correctly, I guess you'd say, or in an appropriate manner in the first place. Once again, the assessment form does go back to the submitter. You want to make those comments helpful. You want to include specific examples, and you want to write something positive about each entry. The consensus form also goes back to the submitter. And Carolyn said top 3. I always do top 5, but or you could meet in the middle, do top 4 for positive areas and areas for improvement. And then again, focus on the items that could have made a difference between award levels. This is a repeat, basically, of Carolyn's guidelines for reviews. But first of all, the first thing you want to do is review the submission form to understand the provenance of an entry or any limitations. Sometimes as you read the background to the piece, or the information about who worked on it, how they worked on it, they were given 2 days and a box of crayons and $1.49, and that's what they had to work with. So once you understand that, then that puts everything into perspective. Again, do not use the evaluation criteria as a checklist, or the considerations as a checklist. It's just a starting point, the things for you to consider. Don't try to use humor. Use specific examples and give concrete suggestions for improvement. Something they can actually do to fix something. Again, phrase feedback in a positive way, and don't let your personal preferences or company style guide influence your comments. And don't get bogged down in minor flaws, especially in those big books. And again, check your own comments for spelling and grammar, and look for effectiveness, appropriateness, and professionalism. Here's some suggestions for as you're writing comments, instead of saying run spell check, again, just spell check. Here's some typos and specifically where they are. There are vague references in text and no links to the PDF. And so over here, it says basically to improve the findability. What's the reason that you're making this comment? And how the active links could have been more helpful in the PDF. Again, here's the list of major and minor flaws for your reference. And again, how to determine the award level for each one. And these, if you haven't seen them, these are the badges that people win. Very excited about the badges. And this is this year's judging schedule. So on this schedule, we've got some milestones. They're kind of divided up into, I don't know, 2 weekish, yes, divisions. And sort of to give you an idea, yes, the consensus day is April 17th. That is the day that all of the final assessments need to be ready, and you need to be ready for your best of show and everything else. It all should be done by April 17th. But there is a lot of time between now and then. These milestones can help you and your team, and the team leads will kind of guide this as far as how you will work. But the milestones can help you divide it up so that you have enough time to look at these entries, to give them the consideration that you need to give them, and to write up the type of assessment forms that when the submitter gets it back, they really feel like somebody paid attention to what they did and is offering them genuine feedback that is, again, actionable, helpful, and professional. So I had a little animation there. And then on April 28th, the Alliance will announce the award winners. And that is it for me.
Thank you so much, Phoebe. We have, we had originally planned to be on till 8:30. Of course, we'd love to give people some time back, but why don't we start by just like having open forum to discuss judging and what, thoughts we might have, things that are left out that might help some of our new judges, or just, I don't know, judging conundrums you want to bring up.
Carolyn, I have a question. This is Cindy.
Mm-hmm. Hey.
I was wondering, so when are you expecting that the final forms will be uploaded to the Google Drive on April 17th?
So I guess you're going to have a consensus meeting by the 17th that you as a judging lead, let's say you're a judging lead, that you would hold by that date. So no, I guess we have flexibility after that to get your final award levels in. But the judges need to have their assessments written by then, before they meet for that consensus meeting. Have that, get their things to their lead judge by the 17th, their assessments.
Okay, and then the lead judge uploads everything to the Google Drive.
Yeah, the lead judge, it's their job. They'll have a summary sheet for what is the award or level or no award for each of their entries of their group, which is 3 for all of you.
Okay, thank you.
Sure thing. Yeah. This year we'll, hopefully not run into any unexpected delays with, getting all of that done. But we're really flexible to work with you. But, you know, as judges, I think in general, let's try to get our work done by then. Sometimes after we have a consensus, we look through our assessment forms one more time and then send them off to our lead judge. That's okay too. It's not like you can't edit it again after you've had a consensus meeting, because I don't know, lots of things can happen.
I would recommend that we use that extra week that's assigned for whatever item number 4 would have been on our teams, that we use that time to share out our assessments and you know, try to get things so that we can hit the 17th as a deadline to finalize them. I don't know if that would mean that teams might have a kind of a pre-consensus conversation, but our schedule allows for it, since we thought we might have 4 items on each team initially. You know, just recognizing that we've got a window of time that we could use productively and move ourselves forward.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, hopefully everybody can get everything done much quicker. We have three entries each for each team, compared to 4 last year, if you remember. So that was difficult for several teams, and and hopefully this year we'll have enough, just enough for everybody, and we'll be done on time and more quickly.
Yeah, Mike was saying in the chat that he likes to get his consensus meeting done before the date that we suggest as your consensus meeting date. That is absolutely great. You know, in the past when we used to have, you know, in-person consensus meetings, you know, different teams, some teams would decide as a group they don't want to go to that. They don't want to go in person on Saturday morning and talk about these things. They would rather meet a week before or whatever online, and so then they could come to consensus then, and they don't have to, you know, then they're done. We like that. That's fine. You know, it's no problem for, and now that we're 100% online, and it's really just a matter of upload, you know, that getting it as a judge, you get your stuff to your lead, and the lead gets the assessments after they review them. We'll have a checklist for you soon, okay? But they upload those to Google Drive. That is it. And then the best of show judging, I guess Malu will have it. I don't know the date of the best of show offhand, but that'll be separate from the whole. That'll be a selected group of judges that'll be like who did not judge those entries that will decide on the best of show.
No, no, consensus day is the day we decide all together.
The best of show.
The best of show.
Okay.
Every judge has a chance to vote, and it's whatever entry has the majority, that's the winner.
Yeah, sorry. In the DC chapter, we didn't do it like that, and I didn't do consensus with you guys last year, and I just didn't know. Whatever way you do it's fine.
Yeah, there's also a motion for consideration of maybe possibly having 2 best of shows, depending on whether we have enough very, very good entries. For example, they're in 2 totally different categories, and they're so excellent. It could be hard to judge between 2 different categories of entries. We might consider it. So we'll see what happens.
Malu, when is Brian gonna send out the emails to everyone with their assignments?
After this meeting, we will tell
Okay.
Brian.
Roberta was asking, so I was just wondering. It's okay, whatever time.
There are 2 things I need to double check and make sure it's clean before he sends it out.
No problem. Any other comments or questions? Let's see, make sure we have anything in the chat that we want to talk about.
Are you guys interested in the mock training sessions, practice sessions?
Yes.
we think it might be a fun way to get into the habit of focusing on our entries. And they're only we plan them to be 30-minute sessions. So once the
So
first
John,
one,
well, John Garrison will do the first one this week, and I had already put aside Wednesday and Thursday at 7 p.m., but I only have one speaker so far, John. So, John, do you prefer Wednesday or Thursday? I don't know if he's still on. Oh, there he is.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Wednesday's fine.
You prefer Wednesday? Okay. So I will send out a I'll send out the Malu will send out the email with the join information. Oh, wait a minute. I can't do it Thursday. I can't do it because I can't use this platform. Tavia just told me we have a DC chapter thing on this platform on Wednesday. Can we do it on Thursday, John?
Sure.
Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, I think never mind. So yeah, Thursday at 7 will be our first optional mock judging exercise, 30 minutes, we'll record it. We'll have an entry that John will get a look at ahead of time and like just have everyone discuss it, how they would judge it, like what jumps out at them, just kind of get you interested. Then Mike Nelson is going to do another judging training, a mock judging exercise the week of February 8th. And we're narrowing down that schedule. And I think we have a third one, Malu, but I don't know. Malu and I will have to coordinate this now. So we're going to get that out to you guys.
It said on the schedule February 1st. Wait, yeah, I think it was February 1st.
Yeah, I
or
have this.
7th.
So I had, right. February 1st turns out not to be good for Mike, so we're going to do it a week later.
Okay. So that would be the 8th then.
Yeah, the week of the 8th. So I've offered to Mike to let us know his schedule. So we will firm that up with you guys as soon as we get that settled.
Okay.
Yeah,
That
sorry.
sounds good.
Yeah.
Hi, Carolyn. This is Carolyn.
Hi, Carolyn.
Hi. I just wanted to mention I didn't put up the criteria summary. There's a big document, and I made it available to you, and I'm sure you're going to upload it. But I wanted to point out that there is criteria for every category of document, and these are objective criteria, and you should refer to that while you're doing your judging.
Excellent. So I think that what I'll do, I'll just make a note to send out the link to that to everyone in the email, okay?
yeah.
And then Mike said the 8th is fine with him. So we have, now we have mock judging on January, Thursday is what, the 28th? And then we have February 8th, and I think we're gonna have one more date perhaps in the middle. We will see, hopefully.
Is everybody okay?
Have any other questions or want to talk about judging in any manner?
I had a question. I forgot it.
Okay. Oh yeah, the email address for sending your picture, send it to me. I've sent it to a number of emails out to you already, carolyn.klinger@verizon.net. I'll put it right in the chat. I would appreciate that.
I'm assuming you want a real picture of us?
It doesn't have to be whatever you want, because consider it's going to go onto the internet. Not that people are going to go and find you, but if you are a cartoon picture person or something like that, you know, it is really up to you. It's if you don't provide a picture, we might provide one of those old-fashioned cameo pictures. One with the longer hair than the other. I don't know. It's up to you. All right. Well, if anything else, Malu?
Well, just wanted to wish everybody well. Wanted to welcome back Bobby Werner, who was down with COVID and hospitalized for a while, and hope that everybody gets a chance to get their vaccine soon, or and that we just get back to more normal ways of doing things sometime this year.
I talked to my doctor today, and he said that I'm probably not going to get a vaccine until May. So stay safe. But today, our governor has announced that we are off of the stay-home order, although a lot of areas are under general restrictions. So I at least will be able to likely volunteer at the zoo again.
That's awesome. Sue's in San Diego.
Oh, yeah, I live in San Diego. And it's not sunny today. We've got like howling winds and pouring rain, and it's freezing cold.
It's colder in DC. I win.
It might be. I tuned into the cheetah cubs, and they're all like curled up into a ball, and I want to be in the middle of the cheetah cub pile.
It's 70 here. Come to Houston.
Is it really? It is 52 right now here.
Oh, God.
That's balmy.
Who's in Houston?
No,
Who's in Houston?
We have some judges from the Lone Star chapter, Lone Star, Texas chapter. Zora, you want to say hi? Zora is.
And we have a judge. Hi, Zora.
Hi, thank you. I was having my dinner, so sorry.
No problem. We have a judge in Ontario, a judge in Quebec, and a judge in Scotland.
Nice.
Oh, Scotland's going to have fun with these meetings, aren't they?
She's watching the recording. Yes, she
is.
Good. Yes, and so anyway, nobody who is outside of the U.S. has a print entry. They all have online entries, so they don't have to wait for the mail. So anyway, as soon as, we have a great diverse group. It's amazing that we are doing this virtually. We were all set for a pandemic. Well, I guess you could never be all set for a pandemic, but being completely virtual, with the Alliance competition kind of let us just continue. But now we get wonderful, talented judges from all over. And I'm really happy to have a chance to get to know you a little bit tonight and through this process. And I'll be in touch with you soon. We've been very busy with getting the entries ready, and they pretty much are. I'm very excited about the ratio of 54 judges to 54 entries. And I think we have like 4 backup judges when we need them. So really happy. I think we are going to be great this year. All of us are in fine spirits. We're not overloaded with this task. And I'm going to give you back 10 minutes. I think I'm going to stop talking soon.
Wait,
I think I'm going to stop talking right now.
What did you decide to be? What name did you decide to call the alternate jurors?
Yeah, I never want to use the word SWAT again. Oh, that's just news to Malu. Sorry, no SWAT judge. A SWAT judge is what was it? A strategic
weapons,
and tactics,
and tactical,
and something. So we're not. No, we're like. No, I guess we're like backup judges. And it's just whatever. I forget what. I have about 100 suggestions in Facebook, Sue. So I have to collect them. Anyway, yes. All right, guys, I'm going to say goodnight. Thank you so much for being with us.
Karen.
Really, thank you for judging.
Good night.
Okay, well.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.